Hello, everybody. I'm really thrilled to introduce our new friend, Hassan Abdelnabby, and Hassan's a mechanical maintenance deputy director at Zeina Tissue Mill Company. He's massively active in MOBIUS CONNECT community. He's going to be talking to us about avoiding common mistakes while building a training plan for your team. All right, Hassan, thank you so much for joining, and I'll leave it to you now.
Okay, thank you. Thanks so much, Josh, for the great presentation. It is my pleasure to be here. I just want to take a moment and say that it is an honor to be part of LRVS this year. And also, it is my pleasure to represent MOBIUS CONNECT in such an amazing event. Today, we're going to discuss an important subject or topic that I personally see that anyone who is involved in training or building a business plan for training for his team will find this presentation useful. I hope so. But first, let me introduce myself a little bit more. As you said, I work now as a mechanical maintenance deputy manager at Zeina Tissue Mill. I have 10 years of experience in maintenance and reliability improvement. I'm involved with MOBIUS CONNECT as a brand ambassador and Egypt community leader. I have some certification in regard for reliability and condition monitoring. And I just want to start my presentation today by quoting Henry Ford. Anyone stops learning is old, whether at 20 or 80. Anyone who keeps learning stays young. So why do we train our people? We train them to align them with the company goals and objectives. We might train them also in understanding the process workflow, maybe enhancing their performance in a certain aspect of their job, optimizing resource consumption, or even increasing team member engagement. There are different types of training. You can do an in-house training, classroom, maybe online training, even recorded sessions. You can do management training if you have a team member that's going to be promoted and you need to prepare him for the next step. Or on-job training if you have a team member that wants to be more enhanced or more skilled in a certain aspect. You can do mentoring sessions or training-oriented tasks. It is essential to select the proper training type while building your training plan. And there is, from my experience, I saw that a lot of people confuse mixing training and development. So from my experience, training is more focused about giving the basic knowledge to your team, while development seeks to increase the capabilities of your team member on certain aspects. So both of them are valuable, but there is an art that should be mastered in order to apply which methodology to your team member. You can training maybe like new hire training or basic knowledge sharing, alignment with the company goals, short sessions, maybe raising legal awareness or HSE issue that you need to make your team aware of, while development is only focusing about preparing for the next step or in-depth training on a certain subject, enhancing a skill on the team member in order to fit him with the team, or even mitigating a bad trait that can affect the whole team performance. So there are some mistakes you can do while building your training plan. And I'm talking about the creation phase, okay? So some of the common mistakes is that I saw it with my eyes from my experience, and even some of them that I had made myself, and I had to put a lot of work in order to mitigate the impact of these mistakes while building the training plan. So we're going to discuss them in a little bit of details. So let others create the plan for you. Okay, when you get promoted or join the company and someone come up to you and give you a training plan that this is the training plan for this year, you need to sign it in order to work with it. This can lead to a major mistake because maybe the department, HR department, or the department that's responsible of this training might delay this training or even not perform this training in the first place due to budget cuts. Or the more severe consequences is to select improper training subject or a trainee that gonna waste the valuable resources of your training program. And you know for sure from top management point of view that you are the responsible for this wasting of resources because you agreed with this training plan in the first place. Another mistake that you can do in creating the training plan is lacking the support of your senior management. If you're not seeking to get the support from senior management, you will end up by holding or delaying any actual progress while performing this training plan. Because top management only focusing about ROI on any decisions that you're going to take. So you need to make sure that when you perform or build your business plan or training plan, you need to look for the small wins that can convince senior management in order to gain the support of senior management all the way until the training is done. One major mistake also is missing to perform job analysis. So without knowing the true nature of your role of every team member, what is he do or what he can do, you will end up of random signing for the training. Or this will going to lead for wasting available resources or even putting pressure on the training plan from the senior management. This task is a time-consuming task, but it is essential for the success of the whole training program. And believe me when I say this is an essential step when you want to build an actual training plan that is focusing on developing the team skills. You need to perform this job and you need to perform it efficiently. Not assessing the team member after giving them the training will put even more pressure on the whole training program, because missing the small wins or missing the actual results of this training will lead up that for the trainee himself will lack of responsibility. Maybe he will not focusing on the training given to him, or even the top management will ask him that this is we trained this guy and nothing happened. So we need to make sure that not fall in this common mistake by giving the trainee a training or on a certain topic, but not assessing the actual knowledge gained by him. So a predefined milestone is important in order for the success of the whole program. So we discussed some of the common mistakes that I have seen. Now I think it is time to talk about creating your training plan without or avoiding these common mistakes. And from my point of view, I think creating training plan should follow certain phases. Okay, so there is a design phase, a coordination phase, execution phase, and evaluation phase. If your training plan goes through every phase and you perform some of the important tasks in this phase, from my experience, you are guaranteed that you're gonna get the expected outcome of your training plan successfully. So we're gonna briefly discuss every phase. So we're gonna begin with design phase. So design phase has some important tasks that you need to do it. It is the engineering phase of your training plan. So we need to start it with reviewing history records. You don't want to reinvent the wheel again. So you need to validate and check for every data that you have for any successful or unsuccessful attempts for training the team, in order to make sure that you will not go through the same mistakes that are done by others. So creating a good history record is essential. And if you don't have a good history record, you can go to other department that was involved with this training, because training is not a one department job. So you can go to other department in order to see and truly assess what happens before you. After that, you need to review the organizational structure. This is important step in order to know the true importance of every member in your team. There are some key players in your team that can be trained and help you in the next phase of training other members, or even giving a good reputation of this training plan. So you need to review the organizational structure and select properly which team members that you're going to start training. Okay, creating job analysis, as we discussed, is a common mistake. So it's important in the design phase that you create this job analysis. Job analysis may include the nature of the job itself, the kind of qualifications and academic backgrounds that needed for this job, maybe the relationship of this job. You can apply a RACI chart or something like that in order to know the importance of every job in your team. And finally, the type of people that required to fit the job. So creating the job analysis and reviewing the history record and reviewing the structure will get you on a current state. So you need to perform the gap analysis. So you have in your mind or on the program itself that you know that you need to educate your team to a certain level, and there is current levels that you have. So you need to come up with a good action plan by selecting the training needed for this training to be successful. So you need to perform this action plan, and also you need to perform a priority. Sorry for this. But you need to prioritize these actions in order to, when you come up with the business case, you need to align them with other departments. So priority assessment and gap analysis is essential while building the design phase. So after you finalize the design phase, you are ready to perform with the next step. So next step we have is the coordination phase. So it is time to create a business case. And as we said before, without creating a good business case, you will end up by lacking the support from senior management. So you need to perform a good business case, or come up or create a good business plan, business case for their training by reviewing all what you have done in the design phase in order to convince the top management with the cost benefit analysis, or you need to perform an overall assessment that this training will help you proceed with the top management objectives. Everyone, when you go to and talk to him in the top management level, he will, yes, training is good thing that we need to train our people, but when the time is come and they need to invest this money or this amount of investment in the training, they lack the confidence that they are proceeding with a good plan. So if you created this plan for them and you created a good business case, you are assured to get the top management support for this case. So after you gain the support from senior management, it is time to organize your effort with all the involved departments. So purchase department, finance department, HR department. You need to align your goal with their goal. You need to align your plan with their plan. This is gonna help you in the execution phase, because everyone on the organization will be aligned in performing a plan. They all see the final step or the desired result from this training plan. So you can, by organizing efforts, you will end up by an easy execution phase. So Now it is execution phase. So it is time to perform this training. So you need to make sure that your team member is fully equipped with all the needed resources for him to achieve a good result in this training. So it is not logical to jump from the plane without holding your parachute. It's the same as you want the trainee himself to gain knowledge, and you make him travel and stay in a bad hotel or something like that, or not giving him the tools needed or necessary for him to understand the trainings that he's gonna take. You will end up by sending people without parachute from the airplane. After the training is done, you need to collect the feedback. So you need to get the feedback from all involved trainees or all involved members of the training. So you need to get feedback from the team members, the instructor, the facilitator. This needs to be done in a well-organized manner in order to facilitate the final steps of creation of your plan. So after you perform this training, you need to go with the evaluation phase. So evaluating the feedback. So you need to understand what was the feedback that you have collected. That's why it needs to be well organized in order to make sure that you are on the right track, or it is time to modify your plan. So evaluation phase has an important task that we discussed earlier, is the trainee assessment. So the trainee should be and have to be assessed for the knowledge gained by the course he took, and also the application of this knowledge on the field, because this is the small wins that we were talking about. If you create a small business case for the top management, so we got this guy and we trained him on the lubrication, and he is now responsible for greasing or lubricating all of our equipment in the plant. So this led to a decrease in contamination and increase in efficiency of the equipment, which led us not to waste resources. So this is the small win that we're going to talk about. After that, if you want to convince the top management with another step on the training program, you can use these small wins in order to help you with the building of the business case itself. So in conclusion, you need to believe of what you are doing in order to convince others that they need to follow you. And we are humans, so we all the time we're going to make mistakes, and we'll never stop doing these mistakes. But it is essential for you is never to give up, and it is important to make sure that when you go on a certain mistake, or when you do a certain mistakes, you need not to do the same mistake again. So you need to try to find out what was the reason of this mistakes, and try to avoid this mistake by using the correct methodology of critical thinking in order to eliminate this mistake from your plan. I just want to take a moment and say that MOBIUS Connect is a great platform. It has a lot of resources, free educational resources, a lot of experts from all over the world that is responsible for creating their webinars and or educational content. One of the important aspect of MOBIUS Connect is Community Connect. So MOBIUS created communities all over the world. So it is free, of course, and you can join your local community. So you can log into MOBIUS Connect and see if there is a community that is local or near you, or even you can create your own community. I am responsible of Egypt community, so we have some goals, and I think that it is shared with all the other community leaders. So we have one true goal is to spread knowledge throughout the community. So this can be done by creating educational webinars by the best on the field in order to gain some of their knowledge and share them all over the community. Also, we create a discussion forum for the member to ask about anything related to the industry. One of the one of the important goals that it is near to my heart is we help the new engineers, because maybe if, I can see it is personal, because maybe I didn't take there is no one who guided me in the early phase of my life, which I think that it was responsible for delaying some of my goals. But it is our goal in the community to help the new engineer to find their path quickly. This can be done by mentoring sessions we can perform with the new engineers in order to let them know that this is the field that you are thinking of going in. This is what you can do in order to be best in this field. And also we need to create strong connections that can make an actual impact on the level of the community itself, or on the industry in Egypt. You can help us by attending the live event. So you can log in Community Connect and you can see a live event that you can do it. Also, you can share the posts that we make via social media. Maybe help spread the word by telling others that there is a community and you need to join this community in order to help us in spreading the knowledge. And also you can post articles. Feel free to reach out to me or anyone of MOBIUS Connect team. You can create your own webinar if you think that you are well equipped of knowledge that you need to share with others. So I think we are approaching the end of my presentation. So you make sure to get in touch with me via social media. Again, it was my pleasure to be part of LRVS this year, and it is my honor to represent MOBIUS Connect. I just want to thank all of LRVS team for the support and hard work they done in order to for this event to come to life. So thanks, Ross. Are you there?
Thank you, Hassan. Thanks for those kind words and amazing presentation. And if you're okay, we take a few questions because I think there's a few that came through.
Of course.
So Shane Scriven said a great topic and wonderfully presented, Hassan. So excellent. Can you provide your thoughts on how training and development can impact the broader community in a positive manner?
Okay, this is an excellent question. So if you train your team and develop the skill of them, you create a champion. So you create a new leader that can be the seed for a new tree to come to life. So by infecting, let's say it, so by infecting others with the true knowledge that we can insert by training, you can make the impact on the actual community by making everyone believe in the idea. This is what I said in the conclusion. If you believe in something, people will follow you because they feel that you are original, that you are not misleading them with anything. So by creating a good training and a great development on a certain aspects of your team member, this team member will affect the whole factory, and this factory will affect the whole city that they are living in. So this is what I believe. Training can be the solution for most of our problems.
It's infectious, right? It's a positive spread of that training.
Because everyone wants to be on the correct path or on the right path. So if they believe in something, they can perform all what they can do in order to make the idea alive.
Yeah, excellent. And do you find so with these champions, these internal champions, and developing training programs, do you find that there's a mix of internal collateral and training program building and or pulling or externally, right, using outside resources and inside resources, and how challenging is
that? From my experience, this can be done while performing the gap analysis. So the action plan you come up with it has some activities that can be done by the internal champions, and of course you need to seek support from outside the organization in order to make the training plan successful. So It is not about training them and that's it. It is about getting the correct knowledge with the correct amount for the correct member. So maybe you can use internal training in order to raise awareness, and this is training, but you're gonna need for sure development for these skills in order to achieve the next level.
Got it. Okay. And then how difficult is it to gain that buy-in, right? So there's a huge part of what you were saying, right? And essentially you need to do all these, you need to build this business plan in order to get it. And how difficult is that in large organizations?
Well, if it's not difficult, I would not mention it in my presentation because for sure, getting the support from top management will require a lot of hard work. Beginning was to make the top management believe that you are competent enough in order to talk to in the first place. So they need to see that you are a hard worker and you are thinking forward, and you need to help them to achieve their goal. Because at the end of the day, all top management want to reach a certain goals for their organization. And I'm not talking about the owner. I'm talking about an employee in a top layer. Okay, because it is easier to convince an owner not to convince a top management manager, because the owner, when you go to them and I need this money in order to make you save this amount of money, it is his money, so he's gonna give it to you if he believes that you can do it. But the top manager has some criteria he need to select in order to choose what the next step to be. So getting the buy-in, and you need to perform the hard work. This is a time-consuming task, but it is essential for you if you want to train them. We all know that there is a value of training. Anyone, if you ask a little child, he can give you yes, training is good. Everyone needs to be trained. But when you tell the top management that we need to train them, they will let you know we trained them before and nothing happened. So you need to create this design phase and put a lot of work on the design phase. But it is not one-man job. So it is a lot of. You can lead this creation phase by distributing this task on your team members if you are ahead of this team. In order to.
In that evaluation phase, do you build in KPIs, right? So if we're going to spend this money, we want to see how it moves the needle, right? So, uptime increase, right? And so how do you do that?
And even the engagement of the team member increase. So this is a small win. So if you train someone and you switch him from a careless employee to someone is well disciplined and always come on time, this is a small win that you can give to the top management, sell them to the top management, as this is a small win. If we applied this amount of money on this amount of people, you will come up with the next phase for the project you are discussing. So getting the buy-in is everything. If you are not able to get the buy-in, you don't waste your time. Okay, so you're gonna, like my friend once said, you are building in the desert. Okay, so you are building something in the desert. After you leave, it's gonna collapse. You need to build and cultivate the desert and make it like an oasis, in order if you leave the organization, the oasis continue. And this is the true success from my point of view.
And that's the difference between training and development. Yeah, I like that.
To give the medicine to the sick patient, not to distribute water all over the organization.
Excellent. Hassan, thank you so much. I learned a lot. We really appreciate it. And
it is my pleasure to be here. It is nice to meet you, and I'm happy that I gained a friend today.
Excellent. Very good. We'll talk later.
Okay, bye.